Hey guys, I'm Matt. Today I'm here to show you how to make your very own cheap DIY pedal board. Let's get into it. So you need a few things to start your pedal board. First of all, you need pedals, of course. Second of all, you need some kind of base or container. Third, you'll need patch cables. Fourth, a daisy chain or power source. And fifth, Velcro or some other means to attach your pedals to its base. So I'm going to start by explaining what I have here. This here is a very, very old briefcase of my father's. You can tell because I had to duct tape the hinge shut because it's so old. And what I've done is I've taken the loop side of some industrial strength Velcro and I've just attached it to the bottom here so that the pedals aren't sliding and falling around in transit. And then as you can see here on the side, I've drilled holes. This hole was originally from the wah pedal being right in here, but I figured out that I didn't like it there, so I have it off to the side when I play now, and I relocated the EQ pedal so that it was right here, but the cord didn't fit through this hole into the pedal very well, so I just re-drilled a new hole right here, and you can still see the sawdust. But so now I'm going to show you how to attach a Velcro to the bottom of your pedals. This pedal, actually, the rubber just came off, so I'm going to reattach some Velcro to the bottom of this pedal. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the Velcro out of the box. And this was a 15-foot spool for about $15 or so, I believe. So it's not horribly expensive and you can get quite a bit. But so basically you estimate about how much you need and then you just cut it. Set that off to the side and then you peel this off, and you have to, when you stick it on, just stick it on like that and be sure to let it set for 15 minutes before you try sticking it to the loop side, because all that's going to happen is the glue is going to peel right off and you're going to be back to square one. That's what happened with this pedal. It just peeled off now. I've had to redo a couple pedals because I was impatient and stuck it right on. So be patient, wait the 15 minutes for this to stay. Now I'm just going to do the same thing again, but to the EQ pedal. Now you can choose to either remove the rubber grip or leave it on. I choose to leave it on, but that's just me. It's quite easy to remove from what I've heard, but I'm not sure exactly how to do that, so you would have to look that up. But it does work just fine, just sticking the Velcro on the rubber backing as is. And that's what I'm going to continue to do because it works for me. So we're going to let those sit for about 15 minutes. And then now we're going to move this out of the way and I'm going to show you how I'm going to have the pedals configured. So now that you know how to put Velcro on the backs of your pedals, I'm now going to show you how to wire and power your pedal board and configure it so that you can get the best sound and the best ease of play. So the way this would be set up is the guitar would be coming in from this end, plugged into the wah pedal, which will be separate from the board itself, and then running from the wah I will have the equalizer, from the equalizer to the blues driver, from the driver to the distortion, from the distortion to the chorus. In a later video I'll go into specific detail as to why I put them in this order, but for now I'm just going to tell you why I set them up in this particular configuration. Now these three pedals are all pedals that these two I have on all of the time, and these two, as for this one, I normally have it on the whole song if I have it on at all, just to give it a little depth and texture. But the distortion I rarely ever use, and when I do, I'm usually kicking it on and off depending on the song. So this is something I keep towards the front of my pedal board so that I'm not tripping over all these other pedals trying to turn it on and off in the middle of a song. This is something you want to do with any pedals that you turn on and off frequently or don't use very often at all. Any pedals that you turn on and leave on or use once or twice during a song, you can put towards the back of your board. Now, as for connecting the pedals themselves, there are a few different ways you can do this. This is my preferred cable, and I believe it's a 6-inch just normal patch cable, but what I like about these is that they're flat. Unlike these right angle patch cables, these are flat and very low profile, so that when you plug it into the pedals, you can see that they could go right up against each other, which is very good if you have a very tightly packed pedal board. Now, if you have a larger pedal board or something that's pre-made, or if you built something where you can store the cables underneath the pedal board, something like this could be a better option because the sound quality I have found is a bit better on a cable like this. Now, another thing you can do for pedals that are of the same brand is one of these just 180-degree connectors, which you plug into the output of one pedal and into the input of another pedal, just like a patch cable. Now, this is something you can only really do with two pedals of the same brand because you're guaranteed that the output and input ports on the two pedals are going to be the same height. Now, this is a more direct connection. There's less wasted cable space, which is going to mean less interference. So these are pretty good to use if you have two pedals of the same brand. Now, as far as powering the pedals goes, you could buy a power source for your pedals, but that's something I'm only going to do if I end up getting a large quantity of pedals or I have several different pedals that have different power needs. All of these pedals take 9-volt power, which they get from this 9-volt DC plug. And I plugged that into a rather extra daisy chain. Now, there's way more ports on it than I need, but I'm hoping to expand my pedal board in the coming months, so I thought better to prepare for that than to buy a daisy chain where I do not have enough plug. Now, before I put everything back in the pedal board, I wanted to show you another alternative to the briefcase that does not require any building, but the lone disadvantage being that you cannot necessarily take it anywhere. But that would be a old tea tray. Now, this tray is considerably larger than my briefcase here, but I cannot close this up and take it anywhere. Now, I could, however, place Velcro in it just as I did the briefcase, but it would be a thing that would have to stay at home or in the studio. Now, with this, it has these slits in it, so you don't even need to drill like I did with the briefcase. Everything would pretty much stay flat anyway, but this is a much larger option. You could even fit a power supply up here or something of that nature. And I'm sure you could fashion a case for it, but I do not have the know-how or the skill to do that. But so, moving on from that, I'm now going to configure my pedals as I normally would in the board. Now, what we have here is a completely wired, completely playable pedal board. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and comment anything else you want to see me do. That could be song tutorials, more pedal board tutorials, or instrument maintenance, anything you guys want to see. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.